Marketing executive Mona Washington is suing her former lover Greg Venner in the amount of $5,462.36. Ms. Washington claims Mr. Venner promised her the sex of a lifetime, but left her devastatingly unsatisfied. Mr. Venner says the plaintiff is completely unreasonable, and she cannot fault him for her insatiable sexual appetite.
Ms. Washington, you are suing Mr. Venner for $5,462 in lost wages and money spent on a vacation.
That's correct.
Okay. And what's your relationship to Mr. Venner?
We were dating for a few months.
Oh,
6
okay.
months.
6 months you were
6
dating?
months.
Okay. How'd you meet her?
I am a cable technician, Your Honor. I was called to her house to install some cable, or rather fix some cable.
Okay.
So I show up to her house, and she opens the door in a towel.
And what happened?
And I go in, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't know you were coming," and all this stuff, and just like being real sexy. I mean, she's a beautiful woman.
She
so
is.
I'm like, all right, cool. This is going to be a nice call. You know?
But did it evolve into a relationship?
It did. I mean, very, very slowly. Like, she told me, she was like, "Oh, you can give me a call anytime." I had her number because you have to call the client before you come over to their house.
Right.
So I had her number. She's like, "Call me anytime."
Okay.
So
and
that
did
started.
you call her?
Yeah, I mean, I texted her. You know, you don't really call anymore.
Right.
You know?
Unfortunately.
So we did some texting. We
Right.
had a couple lunch dates. You know.
Okay. So you went out to lunch?
We did.
Well, how was that?
It was great.
He was a nice guy. I mean, he's a
Right.
handsome guy.
Did you like him at first?
I did.
course you did. We
Absolutely.
hit it
When he
off
came
right
to the
away.
door
We
to
were
fix
great.
my
Okay,
TV.
I'm asking her now.
Sorry.
Thank you, Your Honor. When he came to my door to fix my TV, I really wasn't expecting to meet a guy. I work really hard.
Right.
You know,
What do you do for a living?
I'm a marketing executive, and when I met him, I had come back from a 2-week-long stint from back east. We were doing this big project, and I was tired, and I typically don't take the day off.
Right. But why
that
did
day,
you show up at the door like dressed scantily?
well, my TV didn't work on my only day off.
Right.
And
What does
so
that
I
have
called-
to do with showing up at the door without any clothes on?
Well, I called the
we go.
cable company, and they were kind enough to send somebody out same day.
Right.
And so
Why
when
did
they
you
said,
show up at the door with no clothes on?
Your Honor,
Only God
I had no idea that they were going to show up that quick. Apparently, they had
But
somebody in the area.
Did he ring a bell or did he just open the door?
Well,
Your
it was
Honor, I
within a
had to
half
call
an
the client
hour.
Before, like half an hour before, so she knew I was coming in 20 or 30 minutes.
And he didn't just open the door and come in. He had to ring the door. And then what do you say?
They did.
Give me a minute.
Right.
Let me get
I was
dressed.
afraid that they were going to leave. I'm sorry. I was afraid that whoever was standing at the door would leave. So I
what
quickly-
were you wearing then to the door?
I had on a head wrap and a towel.
Okay. All right, so we started this relationship, and it's nice. He's taking you out, dinner, dancing, movies.
Oh yeah, she can move. She's a great dancer.
Okay, so
we had a
you
good time.
guys have fun together.
We had
We
a
did.
great time. It was. I mean, she'll tell you she worked a lot. She's a very busy woman, which I
Right.
appreciate. I like that. I like
Right?
a woman.
Did you start to like her?
Of course I did. She's great. She's
Right.
funny. She's fun.
And did
She's
you
got
like
her
him,
career
like
going.
him?
Absolutely. He's a great listener.
Well, you look really sad today.
No, listen, I'm just looking to get reimbursed for
Right.
a trip that we took.
Okay, so tell me about the trip we took.
Yeah, tell her.
He didn't tell me who he really is. And
Right.
as we were getting to know each other,
6 months in, we didn't know what. What didn't we know at 6 months in? What didn't we know?
Your Honor, he told me that he could satisfy me on every level.
Right.
And
Well, was he satisfying you in month one?
I'm not the kind of girl that just jumps into the sap.
Oh, so you didn't jump into bed with him
No,
right
I did
away?
not.
It's 6
Okay.
months.
I
Oh,
did
it
not.
took 6 months.
It never even happened.
6 months of just talking.
Yep.
And then what happened?
I
Oh,
did
it
not.
took 6 months.
It never even happened.
6 months of just talking.
Yep.
And then what happened?
I work a lot. It's what I do. I
understand.
I don't really have time to date.
So what happened?
Well, he said, let's take a vacation, spend
So
a week.
where were we going to go?
We decided mutually as a couple to go to
Then
Cancun.
we're going to go where?
Cancun.
The Cancun. All right,
Yeah.
Cancun,
We did.
Mexico. So, I guess you must have paid for the trip.
I did.
She did.
He indicated to me that if I paid for the first trip, he would pay for the next trip, and I
If
worked
I
so
paid
much
for the
that
first trip, how did we took us 6 months to get to the first trip?
he had a hard time getting me away from work.
Right.
So he was hoping that maybe if I go on a vacation with her,
Right.
we could have some organic time together. No
Right.
cell phone, no iPad, no
Right.
computer, no calls.
So
I'm
is
getting
this
calls
right?
and left.
If she pays for the first trip, whenever the second trip ends up being, you're going to pay.
I mean, she offered to pay for the first trip, and I don't make that
He
much
asked
money
me to
right
pay
now.
for the first
You
trip.
know,
He
I'm
asked
working a
me
lot
to
right
pay.
now. And
But
this is,
did you pay for any part of the trip?
I mean, I paid for a drink here and there, but like
Your Honor,
she,
no, he didn't.
How
Your
long
Honor,
was
he
it?
did
How
not.
long was the trip
we're
from
there
Mexico?
for 5 nights.
A 5-night trip. Airline.
Hotel, airline,
car.
and I'm also suing for a week loss of wages.
Right, but I'm talking about the trip right now.
Yep. Okay.
Hotel, airline, a car.
Yes. He had a
Okay,
car.
what
we
else?
didn't
Who
even
paid
use.
for the food on the trip?
I did, Your Honor. I'm not even suing for that.
No, I
I'm just
understand, but
looking
what
to
did
get.
he pay for? I
He
don't know what
didn't.
the man paid for.
This is why I'm here, because he sold me a whole song and dance that was not even true. And matter of fact,
Right.
as he said that he could wine and dine me and
Right.
satisfy me on every
I'm
level,
a
and Your
cable
Honor, he
technician.
absolutely did not deliver. He indicated to me that he could, like I said, I
Are
don't
we
date a lot.
talking about intimacy here?
Yes.
There
I
was
have
no intimacy.
I have
That's
a
the
text
point.
picture that he sent me saying what he was working with.
Okay, yeah, but it was
And
a
I can
close
tell,
angle.
I have a picture of it if you'd like.
Wait,
to-
what you said? You sent her pictures.
She
of
asked for it.
What?
He had
of my
clothes
member.
on, but it indicates what he was working
Let
with.
me see
And
the
Before you see it, just so you know, I have a medical condition. Okay,
listen,
I'm a judge, but I'm not here to judge you.
that's a well, it's it's
Okay.
called it's micro. It's
Okay, so
Ju-
he sent this picture. Was this a
And-
picture of him in a pair of pants?
listen,
Oh, that's not
Judge,
the
that's
picture?
not even him.
You weren't with him because of what you thought he might be able to do for you in bed.
exactly.
That's not the only thing. I mean, he indicated to me that he would wine and dine me, and that he would treat me like a queen on this.
But you knew he wasn't going to wine and dine you if you were paying for the trip.
She
I
wouldn't
wasn't
have money.
supposed
She's
to
a
pay. I
cougar.
was supposed to pay
She
for
brought
the
the claws out.
hotel,
She's a
and I was
cougar.
supposed to pay for the flight.
Right.
When we got there, he was supposed to pay for the rest.
Okay,
and
so
he did not.
Wait a second. So your understanding was that when you got to Mexico, he was going to pay for the
For
wine and the
everything
dining.
else, absolutely.
And he didn't pay for
And he
that.
didn't. He
No,
didn't pay
she
for the
knew I
rental
couldn't-
car.
she knew
he
I
didn't
couldn't do
pay
it. She
for the
just told me to
dinner.
lay
So
it down.
what happened the first night we're in Mexico?
Nothing. That's the point.
Your Honor, we went to dinner. It was lame, and he
What
got
was
so
lame?
drunk that when we got back to the hotel, he
Right.
fell asleep and nothing happened. So I still wasn't sure about what he was working with.
We're
Right.
both drunk.
Coming up on Supreme Justice,
He sold me a whole song and dance about who
God.
he really was, and he's not. The night,
But
the
you
first
should
night
have
that we were
known
there,
who he was before you decided to take a trip with him.
Supreme Justice is back with the case of Mona Washington, who is suing Greg Venner for lost wages.
Okay, so
Okay.
what about night 2? What did we do the second day we were in Mexico? what
Well,
did we do that day?
Which I tried to make love.
Well,
and-
what did we do that day? Did we sightsee? What did we do
We
in the
didn't go to the
daytime?
resort.
let me step back, Your Honor, because
No, don't take me backwards. I'm moving
Okay.
forward.
Yeah, we didn't
Day
even leave
2,
the
we're in
resort.
Mexico. We're in Mexico. Day 2. What do
Okay.
we do in Mexico?
That's the thing. You go on vacation to have, I'm sorry to say this, but a lot of sex.
he was trying to give us
So-
a romantic setting.
Right.
To
So there
have
was
this first-
nothing romantic day 2, day
No.
3, day 4?
Nothing.
No, Your
Nothing.
Honor, I left after day 2 because he
Oh, you left
tried
after
to put
day
it on
2.
me. And at this point, he wasn't bringing any wining and dining. He was lame the night before, fell asleep
6 months in,
completely
keep in mind,
drunk.
6 months in.
And
It's
then,
like she didn't know me or something. She already
and then
knew
he
who I
tries to
was.
put it on me, and
Right.
that picture does not depict what he's dealing with. We're talking about a baby carrot, and we're not talking about
I
what
said it's
that
a medical
picture.
condition. Now she's trying to make fun of me in front of all these people.
And after all of that, I booked a flight,
ma'am,
I
you
booked
know
a
what?
hotel.
Let me tell you something. I've had a few mango seasons, okay? I've been around. I cannot believe that a woman would invest this much time emotionally with a man,
Thank
6
you.
months, and it comes down to something having to do with his anatomy.
Exactly. You can work
Okay,
around
so
that.
you can tell that to your girlfriends or anybody else, but you cannot tell me that you brought a lawsuit because of somebody's anatomy. What is this really about? What is this about?
It's not just about
Yeah,
that,
Mona.
Your Honor. He had indicated to me that he owned a business. He indicated
What
to me
kind
that
of
he was
business
doing
did you
well.
tell her you own?
I'm starting a small business.
What
a
is the
small,
business?
It's an online
That's not
resale
what he told
business.
me.
Right.
But it's little, like it's out of my living room right now. I told her that. I
Your
told her
Honor,
exactly
he told me
where
he was
I'm
in
at.
fiber optics.
Let me ask you a
That he
question.
was making 6 figures.
The man is a
outside.
cable guy.
He said that was
Exactly.
just.
The man is a
He said that
cable
was
guy.
just his side gig.
Oh,
he
well,
did not
I'm a
indicate to
I'm
me.
full-time cable. How would I come out
He
at
showed me
12:30?
invoices.
Let
He
me
showed
ask,
me.
wait. Let me ask you a question. If he's making hundreds of thousands of dollars in fiber optics,
Yeah.
why is
You
he
think
a
I just
cable
like
guy?
people?
That was just his side gig.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense. You got to
He
use your
wanted the
common
insurance.
You
He
got
didn't wanna
to
have to-
use your common sense. And let me just tell you, you were the fool here. You were the fool here. There's no way I would have paid for a man to take me on a trip so he could wine and dine me. If you're going to be treating me like that, then you bought the tickets.
Then you better do it
and
at home.
And you paid for the hotel. And you're going to wine and dine me. But
by the way,
I'm not talking to you.
Sorry.
You paid for this whole trip, and it sounds like you were just disappointed in what you got. You paid for this whole trip, and it sounds like you were just disappointed in what you got.
I wasn't just disappointed, Your Honor. He sold me a whole song and dance about who he really was, and he's not. The
But you
first
should
night
have
that we were there,
known who he was before you decided to take a trip with him. So let me look at this request of yours, this demand.
I also have invoices.
You want the money back for the trip?
I do. And
why should I give you back the money for the trip?
Your Honor, I work really, really hard for a living.
And you decided
and he
you're
took
going
me away from
to
that.
take your hard-earned money and take the cable guy to Mexico.
He had a story as to why he couldn't pay for it, that he was waiting for this great big huge thing that was going to come in. He would pay for the next trip.
You're not getting the money back on the trip. Okay? You did that freely and voluntarily on your own. Next question. What is the other money?
There's more money?
A week loss of wages.
Loss of wages?
Loss
when
of
you
wages.
voluntarily decided to buy
At his request, I
airline
never
tickets
take-
and pay for a hotel to go to Mexico?
Oh my God, thank you.
I never take a vacation. You can look
Yeah,
back.
but
I've
you-
actually got proof that I have.
Let me ask you a question. Did he hold you at gunpoint?
No,
And
he
say
did
you
not.
have got to leave your job for a week and get on this plane and go to Mexico with me? Yes or no?
He did not.
Okay, well, you're a grown woman, so you need to act like a grown woman. And you're a grown woman that did something that wasn't very smart. Judgment for the defendant. Good luck to you.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case has been dismissed.
Greg, I just wish that you could be honest with me, and maybe I could have accepted you for who you really are.
Mona, you are a beautiful woman, and I really did like you. I just wish you'd carve out some time in your life to make time for someone else.